News rant time.
Well, tonight, an effort to force both counties to make changes that would allow people to text 911 in an emergency.
The News 12 Long Island's Eileen Palmer has that story.
Really now? Really now we have to text 911? This is the new shit? Why don't we just post it on 911's fuckbook page? Or just put a thing on there, you know, put a Twitter thing up. Or send them a picture with Instagram. What the living fuck? Text 911? Give me a fucking break. And listen to the bullshit.
Very difficult situation.
Deborah Lojeffo has a hearing impairment and says one of the most vulnerable situations for her is when she's had to call 911 for help and can't hear the 911 operator. It happened a few years ago when she saw a car on fire on the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway.
The person was out of the car, but the car was underneath a canopy of trees. It was in the summertime.
And Lojeffo says she kept describing exactly where she was and what was happening, but since she couldn't communicate with the 911 operator, she had no idea if help was on the way.
It's a very vulnerable situation.
Lojeffo, who is an advocate for people with disabilities, says there's a simple solution. She says all residents should be able to text 911.
Now, just look. I mean, really? And look at the green. I don't know if it shows up on camera. It says test message, no emergency. Oh, well, they certainly need to be bothered with that.
For help.
It will save lives. A lot of people can't hear. A lot of people are nonverbal.
In May of 2004.
All right, well, nonverbal people. Isn't there something called TTY for that? Now, I know obviously you're not going to be in your car and be able to do that. And I understand that aspect of it, but just to text them, why not, you know, send them an email? What the hell? You know, when they get back to you, they get back to you. I mean, how many times have you texted somebody and asked them a question and gotten no response? And that's due to a couple of different things. Either their phone didn't have service, or they were ignoring you, or they really were busy, or they didn't want to answer you. What the hell? If you call somebody, yes, they can ignore your call, and I know 911 isn't going to do that, but even so, if you call somebody, something's going to be important. That's why you actually want to speak to the person.
Team News 12 Long Island reported that 911 call centers in Nassau and Suffolk would soon have the ability to receive text messages, but that has not happened yet. Lojeffo is now part of a lawsuit brought by the group Disability Rights New York. Attorney Elizabeth Grossman says municipalities that don't have the text 911 option are violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. She says the
When I saw that, I was watching this with the whiff, and the both of us said at the exact same time, "Oh, give me a fucking break." Violating the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990? And you're setting up a lawsuit because of this? No, it's because you're glued to your fucking phone and you'd rather text somebody than actually talk to them. That's what it is. If you can't speak, well, that's why these people are disabled. Not that there's anything wrong with that at all. Don't take that the wrong way. If they're unable to speak, it's not their fault, obviously. It's whatever it is. But those people have limitations, and they need to get by with what they can. And to bring a lawsuit against the state regarding this, I think is completely ridiculous. There are other avenues that people can communicate. And it is unfortunate. Those who are not able to speak, those who are hard of hearing and have trouble using the telephone, there are TTYs available for that. And there are also operators that will make the call for them and actually speak to the person on the other end. And they're very fast typists and things like that. We have devices available for these people. They should not be left out of society. Not at all. By no means should they be left out. But we have devices now. This is just another one, just so they could be on their fucking phone, and it's convenient. I don't like this shit. I really don't.
Lawsuit is about getting action.
To set up a plan, to set up a budget, and to move as fast as possible to implement these services so that New Yorkers with communication disabilities receive the same services.
You need to have that equal access that hearing people have to be able to get to 911 and, take care of ourselves in an emergency.
A Suffolk County spokeswoman says the county has already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to upgrade the technology to support texting, and it could become operational in 6 to 9 months. Now, a spokesman for the Nassau Police says the department has been researching the technology for the last 6 months and will soon present a capital plan to the legislature. Colleen?
I'm sick of technology taking over people's lives. Everybody has to have the latest and fucking greatest smartphone. It doesn't make you a better person. It doesn't do anything for you. A faster phone simply allows you to make mistakes faster. That's all it actually does. More storage so you can take more pictures of what? 99% of what people store on their phone that they call pictures are shit. But I don't want to get off topic on that. That could be, a 3-hour discussion that I could have on that one. But anyway, this is just another avenue that they're trying to get for them to be able to communicate with 911. Now, if they want to open that up for people that are only for people, I should say, only for people that are hard of hearing or can't speak or anything like that, then that's fine. But here's the entire problem with it. The problem is, a long time ago, there were a lot of layoffs at the 911 offices in the area here. And in the event of some sort of big disaster, it doesn't have to be any kind of thing like 9/11 or anything like that. But we had a disaster, well, not really a disaster, but a somewhat disaster where a road was flooded and a number of people's cars got stuck in that, and the road was sort of like a valley and it really filled up, and these people were in danger and they were trying to call 911. And I was a bystander looking at this, and they asked me to call 911. I had a phone on me at the time, and I tried calling 911, and I was put on hold. I was put on hold. Now, if you're going to have texting of emergencies to 911, you know what? If it's just a random Wednesday evening like it is now, the world is at peace, everything is quiet, and you text an emergency, and it really is an emergency, accident on such and such road, between such and such side street and such side street, that's one thing. But in the event of a big disaster like that, and everybody's trying to call, the texts aren't going to take precedence over anything else. In other words, it's going to go into a queue, and your call will be answered in the order it was received. We've all heard that line before. So until they're actually going to fix the system, it doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever to invest a dime into this shit, because we're all going to end up paying for it. We're all going to end up paying for the technology for all these people to be able to text emergencies to 911. Now, we've heard about 911 butt dialing. Yeah, it's possible, and it has happened, and it does happen. 911 butt texting? So apparently your ass is more capable than you are. Some people can't even fucking pick up the phone to call somebody, but their ass can do it great. Now they can't even fucking text anybody, but their ass can text. I'm tired of this shit. Fuck it with your goddamn phones, your fucking texting, your fucking fuckbook, your shitter accounts, Instafuck, whatever it is, cut it the fuck out. We used to be able to get along with this shit before, and we were fine. And for how many thousands and thousands of years that Homo sapiens have been on this planet, and we got along without that shit, and suddenly somebody's phone, and that goes out, the battery goes dead, and the world fucking ends. This shit has got to stop. You people got to cut it out with your fucking phones. Yeah, it's hella convenient. I understand that. But you can't rely on it because it may not be there when you actually do need it. Find other ways of communicating. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.